Systems of equations by substitution. Systems of equations, again, are just more than one equation with more than one variable. We're going to start with something simple, like y is equal to -2, and then 4x minus 3y, y equals to 18. And so this one is simple because they gave us a value for y, and all I need to do is go in and substitute that in the place of y in my second equation. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line to separate my two sides of the equation. I'm going to clean up anything on this left side I need to clean up. So -3 times a -2 gives me a +6. And I'm going to bring down my 4x. And then I'm going to look on my right side, and all I have is the 18, so I'm just going to bring that down. And now I'm going to keep working to get this x by itself. And so I'm going to move the 6, because 6 minus 6 would give me 0. 18 minus 6 would give me 12. I'm going to bring down the 4x. Okay, I moved this over because I want to get this x alone. Now, it's still not by itself. I don't want the value of 4x's. The value of 4x's is 12. I want to know what is the value for only one, so I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. And so x is equal to 3. Okay, we're going to make it a little more difficult. So again, we have a value for y, but it's not just a constant. That's okay. We know how to handle that. So we're just going to take the value that they gave us for y and plug it into our other equation, or substitute it. So here where y would be, I'm going to put in the value that they gave me. All right. So I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to clean up anything on this side that I need to. So I see here I need to distribute this -3 to the x. So that becomes -3x. I also need to multiply the -3 times the -1. -3 times -1 gives me a +3. And then I'm going to bring down my 2x equals, I have nothing here to clean up, so I'll just bring down my -1. Now, on this left side, I still have some like terms I need to combine, right? 2x and -3x. 2 minus 3 is -1x plus 3 equals to -1. Now I'm going to move this constant away by subtracting it onto the other side. 3 minus 3 is gone. -1 minus 3. They have the same sign, so I'm going to add and keep the sign, which 1 and 3 would give me 4, equals to -1x. Now, I don't want a negative variable, and so I'm going to divide by -1 on both sides, and x is going to be equal to a +4. Okay. Now, those first two examples were not too bad. Let's look at this one, though. Now, again, we're still going to solve by substitution, but in this case, they didn't give me an easy value for y. I have to change this from standard form to slope-intercept form like I've done before. So I'm going to rewrite that equation here. -5x plus y equals to -2. And I'm going to put it into slope-intercept by isolating the y. So I'm just going to move the 5x to the other side. And I end up with y is equal to -2 plus 5x. And so now I have this nice definition for y, and I'm going to go back to my second equation here, and I'm going to substitute in that value. So -3x plus 6y equals to -12. 6 times my value for y. Y is equal to this. I'm going to take that and write it here. Okay. 6 times -2 would give me -12. 6 times 5x would give me 30x. And I'm going to bring down my -3x from before. -3x plus 30. Okay, these have different signs, so I'm going to take the difference. Different sign, take the difference. So 30 minus 3 is 27. I'm going to look at which one of them is larger. Well, 30 is larger than 3. It's positive. My answer is positive. Okay, and then minus 12. So I've cleaned up that left side. I only have this -12 over here, so I'm just going to bring that down. Look at our variable here. So we're going to move this 12 to the other side. This becomes 0. This also becomes 0. Equals to 27x. And most of you would want to stop at this point, but let's not. So we're going to just simply divide by 27 on both sides. 0 divided by anything is 0. And so our x is equal to 0. Now, we have a value for x. We do not have a value for y by itself, so let's go back and find it, because we now have a value for x. So let's plug that in. Let's substitute. times 0 because x is 0. Okay, what is 5 times 0? Well, it's 0. So negative 2 plus 0, y is equal to negative 2. And so if I were going to write my answer, again, we always write x and then y. And so my answer would be 0, negative 2. Let's jump back and look at this one. We got to x is equal to 4, but we did not go back and substitute it in, so let's do that. We know that the equation was x minus 1 for y. And so I'm going to substitute in 4 minus 1, and so y is equal to that 3. Okay? And so if I'm going to write that answer out, that solution is going to be 4, 3. Now again, I have one here, and it is in standard form. And so I need to get y by itself. So I'm going to take 2x plus y equals to 20, and I'm going to subtract out the 2x on both sides, and I'm going to be left with y is equal to 20 minus 2x. And so I have this definition for y, and I can substitute it in. So I'm going to go to my second equation, and I'm going to substitute in 6x minus 5y equals to 12. My value or definition for y is 20 minus 2x. And I'm going to draw a line to divide the sides of my equation, and I'm going to work on cleaning up this left side and the right side if I need to. Okay, so let's do that first. Negative 5 times 20 would give me a negative 100, and a negative 5 times a negative 2 would give me a positive 10x. And I'm going to bring down my 6x from before. All right, 6x plus 10x, because these are the same like terms, we're going to add those together, becomes 16x minus the 100 equals to 12. I'm going to continue to solve. I'm going to move this 100 to the other side. So I end up with 16x is equal to 112. Okay, now 16 is being multiplied by x. And so to get rid of it, I'm going to divide on both sides. And so x is equal to 7. I have a value for x. Now I need to take that value and substitute it in. And I can substitute it into either one of these equations, but I'm going to plug it into this one because it's the simplest one. And so I'm going to put y is equal to 20 minus 2 times the value of x was 7, so I'm going to put 7. So it becomes 20 minus 14, which is 6. And so now when I write my answer or my solution, it's going to be 7 because x is first, 6.